Hey there, my friends. Erich Andreas, Yourguitarsage here. I know there's not a lot of us out there right now. It looks like, 27 people, so that's pretty cool. But what's happening right now, what's happening today is I'm answering your questions about guitar, and I'm also getting my cameras warmed up and my lights and everything, because we're going to have a big broadcast on the 30th of this month, and we're going to give away over $1,000 worth of stuff. So if you want to know about that, you really, for all my live stuff, you'll want to go to yourguitarsage.com/live, and that's how you get notification of all these. So it's been a while, probably like a month or so. First off, give me a thumbs up. Say, yes, Erich, I can hear you, and everything sounds fine, and you're not talking. You can hear me talking, and you can hear my guitar and all that good stuff. That'd be sad if I just did all that playing and you're not hearing me. So, and oh, by the way, there's a 30-second delay. So when I'm saying this, there's going to be a barrage of people typing. But let me know anyways. So it's a 30-second delay. If I say something now, I said it 30 seconds ago. That's how it works. So let me know that. And I'm going to show you what it is that we're going to be giving away on the 30th, okay? And really cool stuff. I've got multiple cameras here, the whole 9 yards. So we're going to be rocking, okay? So I'm going to wait till everybody can hear me first. Okay, good. I'm getting the word that folks can hear me, okay? See, that's how long it takes. Okay, so this is what's going to be happening on the 30th, my friends. Lots of stuff we're going to be giving away. First off, well, I'm going to save that for last, but we're going to be giving away what I call power packs, which are these fabulous picks. Now that has my logo on it, but you could have your logo on it if you wanted. In fact, folks that win will get their logo on it. These are Dragon's Heart picks. Super cool picks. I have a review for them on YouTube. I'm also going to be giving away, this is part of the power packs. We're going to be doing like 5 folks are going to be getting these, okay? This tuner, which I also did a review for, and I'm looking to see, do I have it right here? I've got it somewhere around here. Great tuner, Uber tuner, and check that out. And part of the power pack, you're also going to get a capo, and you're also going to get, I forgot how many sets of strings. Several sets of strings, okay? And that's going to be the power pack. I think we give like 5 or 10 of those away. We're also going to be giving away a jam stick. If you guys don't know what this is, it's super duper cool. I have a review video for this. This is basically a Bluetooth guitar. It's wireless, and it allows you to, not only can you sit there and noodle with it, so if you have a shred neck, if you know what that is, this is even smaller than a shred neck, so you can bring it with you just to practice your scales and all that good stuff. But if you wanted to plug it in to your computer or an iOS device, probably Android too as well, you'd have to check. In fact, I encourage you to go to jamstik.com. That's JAMSTIK. I'm going to be giving one of these away. I think these are $300 or $400. So we're going to be doing that. Really super cool little bit there. And we're also going to be giving away one lifetime subscription to the Unstoppable Guitar System. If you guys don't know what that is, you should, because, pardon me, my guitar. If you don't know what the Unstoppable Guitar System is, you need to, because that's where I really teach the cool stuff, and that's where the cool kids hang out. And that's a $400 value. I'm going to be giving one of those away. And last but not least, I just did a review for these guys as well. Ortega Guitars, they're here in Nashville, or at least they have a hub here in Nashville. And I went there, I tried a bunch of guitars, and these are fantastic. They were at the NAMM show this last year, and I saw them there, and they were fantastic. Spoke with them, and they're kind enough to be giving this guitar away. So we'll be doing that, okay, as well. So there's going to be all sorts of winners, as well as ebooks and all sorts of really good stuff. So again, if you want to know more about that, yourguitarsage.com/live. All right, let's get into some questions, because that's really what this is about, okay? And geez Louise, I'm going to switch guitars here is what I'm going to do, because I think my Telly has a jack that's going bad on it. 67, so it's kind of an old jack, right? How old is that? 40, 50? 50, almost 50 years old. Jeez. Almost 50 years old. So there you go. Pretty cool, right? All right, so we're using the SG 69. There you go. All right, so let's get to some questions. And Daniel Benfield's saying, play some blues. Daniel, I just did, brother. Where were you? At the beginning of this, I played some blues, so check that out. And by the way, so blues is one of my favorite styles. I love rock. I grew up playing rock. That's what interested me in guitar, and then I went to classical school for, 3 years or so, and then came to school here in Nashville to do business, music business actually, record business, and I was interested in all that, studio, production, all that good stuff. So, but I love blues. Love it, love it, love it. So, so someone is saying, someone special is saying, hello, what's your favorite string? I tell you, right now, I am loving, and you'd think that I'd have it, but these guys, Vibe Strings. I love these guys. Now, these are just acoustic strings right now. They're getting ready to get some electric strings, but right now, these are on my acoustics, and I really dig them. They're really nice. They're beautiful sounding, so I'm really impressed with them. That's who I like, Vibe, V-I-B-E. Check them out. I think they sell them on Amazon and what have you, but we're going to be giving some of those away as well. Okay, so that's my favorite string. For electrics, D'Addario and GHS boomers. I swore by GHS boomers when I was a teenager, playing a lot of rock and what have you. And I think my ear might have been more keen back then than it is now. I don't know. But I love D'Addario, don't have a problem with those. And GHS boomers, I think I love them because Randy Rhoads played them. Randy Rhoads from Quiet Riot and Ozzy Osbourne and what have you. So there you go. Eric, can you show how the EBow works? Yeah, sure I can. If I had one down here, well, crikey. Yeah, I think it's upstairs, guys. Um, so, yeah, unfortunately, I can't show it to you. But here's the deal. I'm going to write a little note to myself on my wife's taxes here, and I'm going to have the EBO available for another. I tell you what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to write any notes down for you guys if you have any questions, and I'll be doing this like in further broadcasts, okay? So an EBO, essentially what an EBO is, it's short for electronic bow. It's a little device, and Daniel, you emailed me the other day, I think, and I answered this. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you did, on Udemy. And it's a little electronic device. God, I swore I had it around here. My studio is trashed right now. What it does is it vibrates the strings electronically, which is really super cool, and you don't have to pick the strings. Not that picking is a big, tedious task, but the whole point of it is that it gives you this new sound. So you'll hear it in songs like With or Without You. I mean, tons of people use them. You might not know what it is, but it's when the guitar is just sitting there playing this note. Sounds like feedback, except it's controlled. You can play your scales or whatever. Also, if you here on YouTube, I have a video called Loops, Gadgets, and Gear. You can look that up. Loops, Gadgets, and Gear. Jason, my right-hand man, is moderating this, so he may be able to find that and then put it into the comments section. If he does, you'll see I use an EBO in there, but essentially what it is it's an electronic bowing device, and it vibrates your string. Super cool. Runs about $100. I love them, and I've used them in the studio a lot just because it brings a new sound, almost like a synth sound. You know what I'm saying? So Robin's saying, so first off, I'm gonna go to the top. Toasty Toast McToast, Toasty McToasty Toast is hello. Alex, hi. Vincent, hey, what's up, buddy? Robin Gustafson is saying, hey, love your videos, so useful in learning new techniques. What's your best exercise for building speed in your fret hand? Great question, Robin. So what I like to do when it comes to speed is this. Whatever it is that I'm trying to do is what I practice. This is uber important because you can practice exercises all day long. And yes, you're going to get some speed there, but you got to think it has way more to do with the brain than it has to do with the fingers. So let's think about this scenario really quickly. If you are a football player and you line all these tires up, you know how they run through the tires, and you have it just all right, just straightforward, and you practice that all day long. Okay, you're going to be very fast at doing that particular exercise. Or that particular lick in this case, okay? But let's say you jostle it, you change it around. Every third one you got to jump over here, and every fifth one you got to jump over here. It's going to be a little bit of a pattern there. It's going to interrupt you. If you don't know how to do it, it's going to be a problem. But if you were to practice that, even if you did it very slowly, the one with the 3 and the 5, what's going to happen is you're going to memorize that pattern, and that's what makes you fast. It doesn't really have to do with the fingers. I know it sounds crazy, but it has everything to do with here. So practice whatever it is you're trying to get good at, practice that. And here's the other big tidbit. So first, practice what it is that you want to get fast at. And number 2, uber important, don't practice for speed, practice for accuracy. Accuracy equals speed 100% of the time. That may not make sense to you right now, but I swear to you that is the answer. There's no player out there who's known to be fast, like an Yngwie Malmsteen or an Al Di Meola or somebody like that, who doesn't play extremely accurately. When you practice, when you're trying to play fast, it's frustrating. You're never going to get there in time. It just always feels like it's going so slow. But accuracy you can do right now. First day playing guitar, you can get accurate at a particular thing. And you can see the progress of that. When you do that, your brain is able to play things faster. So that's a great question. Daniel is saying, what are your favorite electric guitar rock songs? So anything off of Diary of a Madman, anything off of Blizzard of Oz, I love those too. Van Halen 1, Van Halen 2, 1984, those are Van Halen albums. Pretty much anything by Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith. Dude, these albums that I'm telling you, if you're into rock or heavy metal, if you haven't heard these albums, these are life changers. So jot these down. Defenders of the Faith, Judas Priest, Tony McAlpine, Maximum Security, Edge of Insanity, blow your mind. Absolutely blow your mind. The first two Yngwie Malmsteen albums, Marching Out and Rising Force or something like that, one of those two, oh my God, life changer. Okay, those are my favorite. Vincent, yes, everything sounds good. Okay, good. Your voice is only on the left channel. Yeah, haven't figured that out yet, but basically my device to get everything to you guys is panned left and right. So hopefully you've got both speakers. Hey, we're up to 57 people. Wahoo! Keith is saying 40. Yeah, we're up. We just went up. So, yay. Hey, Eric, my guitar is making a fret buzz. If I humidify it, will it help solve the problem? Possibly, Daniel. Not always, though. So right now, obviously, big snowstorm, a lot of ice and stuff for many in the U.S. right now, in the east side. I'm in Nashville, so things are really dry right now, and it kills guitars, especially acoustic guitars. Humidify the crap out of your guitars, okay? So I'm saying go to Walgreens, whatever, get these humidifiers. Doesn't have to be hot or cold, doesn't matter, just humidifiers, cheap one, $20, $30, whatever. Fill them up, keep them loaded. I got two of them, one upstairs, one downstairs. They run nonstop, and the humidity in my house is still like between like 27 and 35. It's terrible. It hurts my heart. This is another reason why I have to move to Key West, because it's nice and humid and beautiful there. Okay? So no, it won't necessarily fix it. So I had a fret buzz on this one the other day, and it turned out to be the nut. The nut was wearing down, so I had my repair guy look at it. Here's the deal. Any issues that you have with your guitar, if you have a local person who is good at that sort of thing, bring it to them. If you have a few bucks that you can afford to do it. Otherwise, get on YouTube, look for some tutorials. People are teaching stuff on YouTube. I don't know if you know this or not. But lots of people, and they're teaching all sorts of really cool things that you can do to fix your own guitar. I don't like to mess with it. I just don't have the time because I'm doing live videos and changing baby diapers and creating more videos and writing books and things like that. So I don't like to mess with my guitars anymore. I did a little bit growing up, but I don't like to mess with them so much. So no, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to fix it, especially if it's an electric. Electrics aren't affected that much by the humidity as much as acoustics are. Okay, good. Okay, Carlos says, I don't like the fact that Jamstick doesn't work with Android. I didn't know that, Carlos. Make sure you check on that, because those guys are so on top of things. It seems like it should, but I trust you. I trust that you've looked into that. So I don't know. I just know that it will work with your computer, though. So if you've got a computer, cool. You know, and it works faster with your computer because you got more processing power and that sort of thing. But I get it. I know what you're talking about. Okay, so let's see. Daniel's saying, can you play some rock and roll? Okay, yeah, I'll probably do some stuff tonight here. I want to get to some questions as much as possible, but play some rock. You know, so any tips for oh man, that's a beautiful name, and I know I've said it before. Alexandro, crap, I'm slaughtering your name. I'm sorry. Any tips for someone trying to get into the guitar scene? Any tips for someone trying to get into the guitar scene? It depends on where you're at, but here's the deal. Yes, perfect advice. Hang out with every badass guitar player you can. Humble yourself and learn as much as you can. And this goes true for anything. If you're into marketing, or you're into guitar, you're into tennis or wrestling or whatever, it doesn't matter. Hang out with the people that are better than you. And this lifts you up every single time. Listen to guitar players better than you. Don't be afraid of getting your hands dirty and kicking ass and being the best guitar player you can be. If you want to really be on the guitar scene, you need to live, you need to eat, drink, sleep with this thing, okay? You need to be playing it non-stop. It needs to be your life if you're going to do it. If you're not, just noodling at it, then just noodle at it. But that's what you want to do if you want to be on the guitar scene. Hang out with those people, because there's not one thing I can tell you, but if you're hanging out with guys that are doing this, say you moved to Nashville, you want to be in the studio scene, you better be hanging out with studio players, because there's nothing, you can learn little bits and pieces on the web. I teach studio stuff, but once you're in the studio, it's just a flood of things that you need to know. You need to know them right away. So you hang out with people and you do gigs and that sort of thing. So much learning just from experience, all right? Great question. Patria Cosman is saying, do you know any bossa nova? Antonio Carlos, no, I'm so sorry. And if that's what you're here for, I truly apologize. I know no bossa nova whatsoever. Love those styles, though. Love it, but I don't. I wish I had time for more of these, so many different styles, you know. Russell Tucker, hey, Eric, hey, buddy. What are some of your favorite rock or blues songs to play on guitar? Danielle is saying. So some of my favorite rock or blues, you know, I love, like, to me, blues is so simplistic, yet you can do so much with it. And most blues is very similar. The chord progressions, I mean, just what I was playing there is a 12-bar blues progression. If you listen to 100 blues songs just randomly, you'll probably find that 90% of them are going to be based around that chord progression. If you need to know more about what I'm talking about there on YouTube, type in Yourguitarsage 12-bar blues. If you do that, I have tutorials on this, okay? Super cool stuff, okay? By the way, for those that have just joined us, link, I believe the link is in the description. Did I put it in there? I hope I did. Yeah, Yourguitarsage, Yourguitarsage.com/live. Make sure you go there because I'm going to be giving away over $1,000 worth of gear, lessons, books, ebooks, jamstick, guitars, whole 9 yards on Saturday, the 30th. So what's today? Today is Friday, so a week from tomorrow at, I don't know. You'll have to click the link. I think it's 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, but go to the link and I'll let you know what time it's happening, okay? Okay. What you know, rock songs, I gave you my favorite rock songs. Blues, love ZZ Top, love AC/DC, yeah, they're rock, bluesy. Obviously Stevie Ray Vaughan's a beast. Jimi Hendrix, blues, rock, legend, you know. Okay, any tips for playing along with a metronome? Yes, Russell, do it and do it often. I know that sounds silly, but here's what you want to do. If you know, in the beginning, practice something that's easy for you to practice to. Because think, what we're doing is we're not trying to learn a new lick or learn a new set of chords while a metronome's going. That's like trying to do brain surgery while someone's poking you with a stick, going, "Come on, do it right." Can't do that. You want to learn a particular lick or whatever, and then bring the metronome in slowly, okay? Now, I mean slowly, like when you're playing to a metronome, you're trying to play in time, so that's a whole feat in and of itself. Once you get good at doing that to quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, 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 boom. That's how you practice your scale. Then you might cut the metronome in half, like, and you'd go boom, 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 boom. Once you get good at that, you'd go 2, 3, 4, boom, 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 boom. So basically what you're doing is you're cutting the time, okay? Justin Sanderco has an absolutely fantastic metronome that I love, that I downloaded, that I promoted because I love Justin anyhow. Great guy. Same with Marty. A lot of great guys out there. Andy, guitar, and all these good guys. He's got a fantastic metronome that you need to get. He beat me to the punch because I actually wanted to come up with something that works with your timing and speeds up and drops beats and everything else. He came up with it. It's fantastic. I have it. I don't use it enough. I need to. But that's what you want to do. Practice with it often. Practice your scales. Practice everything you can to it. You know what I mean? And then forget about it. And you'll get good at it, okay? Good. All right. So, great question, Russell. Daniel's saying, can you tell me what the definition of blues means? I don't fully understand it. Okay, so Daniel, blues is basically it's a genre of music that was based off of, you know, the idea of being blues, the idea of being sad. So you know, the idea of blues being sad is kind of this, you know. You know, it has this sad sound to it, like a cry, and that's why they call it the blues. That's why they call it the blues. Little Elton John quote for you. So Jessica's saying, what's the best way to transition from doing scales to actually creating licks and learning to improv? Great question, Jessica. So I just did a video for this that's going to be uploaded to YouTube here shortly. But the idea is this. The only way to get good at anything is to jump in and do it, okay? So obviously you need to know the key, and you need to know a scale. So like the blues scale, so like if I were to play, then this is an A blues scale, okay? But if I were to say play, I'm not even going to do it, but if I were to play the A major scale over that, the chord progression's major, it's A major, E major, D major. If I played A major scale over it, it's going to sound terrible because your ear's not used to that sound, okay? So you want to, if you're playing blues, use a blues scale or your pentatonic, I have videos on both of those. If you're playing something in a major key that's upbeat and you're trying to go for that poppy type of sound, you'd probably want to use a major scale. If you're playing something in a minor key, make sure you're using a minor scale of the same note. If it's G minor, use G minor scale, that sort of thing. So that's where to start. Then what you want to do is you want to noodle around with a very small part of the scale. So for instance, if I was learning to improvise to blues, what I would do is I would go take a real small part of the neck. Only been playing 4 notes, not including the bends. So notice, I was just doing, I was the top 2 strings, and really I was just playing that little section, okay? And I played pretty much a whole solo. So number 1 tip that you can do when you're improvising is take a real small section of the fretboard. Not just one whole scale, all 6 strings. Take like 2 frets, or 2 strings of that scale. 3 maybe at the max, but it really takes time for your brain to go, oh, okay, that note sounds good there, and that note sounds good there. Like all this stuff that I'm doing here, I learned to do by hitting all the wrong notes, okay? And then eventually I hit a right note or so, and I was rewarded. Ooh, that sounds good, what have you. And then I just got better and better at it, and obviously guys that are better than me at it have practiced it more, really. That's really what it's about. And also feel like your initial, how you're feeling something. But honestly, like taking a small part of the neck and getting good at improvising like that is the best thing that you can do. That's a great question, Jessica. Good job. So Alex, any tips on playing with a drummer? Make sure your drummer plays in time. If your drummer doesn't play in time, ain't no tips for playing with a drummer. And I've played with a lot of drummers that have bad time, and I've played with some great ones. And when you're playing with a drummer that has great time, it feels like the way it should feel, like he's laying down the beat. You can't push a drummer to go faster or slower. If you can, it's a bad drummer. But the drummer should be playing in time. Hopefully they're playing to a metronome, or they played with a metronome so much that when they're playing, you'd swear they're playing with a metronome. So that's the tips of playing with the drummer. Make sure that you can hear him. Make sure you're not too loud. Or hear her. Make sure that you're not too loud. Make sure they're not too loud, so that you can, so there's a nice mix there. Wear earplugs, because drummers are friggin' loud. And what else? Try not to walk on each other. You know what I mean? If he's playing just like a bam, da da da, da da da. You don't want to be, you want to be just right in the pocket with him, right? Or her, okay? Luke is saying, I've learned the 5 shapes of the pentatonic scale and now on the 3rd shape of the major scale, but when I want to solo, it just doesn't seem fluent. Any advice? I've learned the 5 shapes of the pentatonic scale and now the 3rd shape of the major scale, but when I do... Okay, well, Luke, again, going back to what I said, make sure that you're playing the appropriate scale with the appropriate chord progression. If you're... Everybody loves blues a little bit, right? Start with blues. Man, I've got jam tracks in the Unstoppable Guitar System you can check out. There's some on YouTube. There's all sorts of stuff. So I'm sure that link is in the description there, but you can get in there for $1. So try that out. Try it out for 2 weeks. Get yourself a good chord progression that's in the program, some blues, and use one scale and use it on 2 or 3 frets. That's how you get good at it. Okay. That's really, I swear, that is the best information that I could give someone for doing that. Okay. Kleber P is saying, can you give some alternate picking advice? Thanks. Okay, so yeah, you may have to get a little bit more specific because really alternate picking is just, straight up and down, right? So you got that's what I'm doing there is I'm just going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So it's just down, up, down, up, down, up. So I have an exercise that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That one. And so that's just a real easy one that you can do. But you might have to get a little bit more specific with that question because a lot of people, they'll play their scales like that sort of thing during down, just straight down pick, alternate picking, and there's some uses for that. But then there's also economy picking, which is when you, let's say if you were going down, up, on the next string you would go down, up, down, but on the next string, because we were just going down, we'd keep going down. That's a concept that's kind of hard to explain in a short amount of time, but again, in the program, I have a whole section on economy picking and talking about, like if I was playing 3 notes per string, just pick. So what I'm doing there is I'm doing 3 notes per string, and I can do a different picking pattern. So I cover that in the economy picking, and that's a whole nother bit going on. You know what I mean? John's saying no right channel audio. Is anybody else hearing that? You should be hearing either my voice or the guitar in the right channel. If you're not, I'm seeing them light up, John, so I think it may be you, but let me know. Folks, let me know if you can hear anything in the right channel, okay? The guitar should be, or something should be in there. Okay, Master Beely is saying, have you ever done any lessons on modes? Yes, in the program I have. I have done many lessons on modes, but essentially a mode, what Master Beely is saying here, is it's basically the major scale, but if you start it and end it on a different note other than the 1. So for instance, G major would be, or let's say A major would be A Dorian would be, A minor would be. So we have different sounds to these modes, and they work with different chords. Now, I'll tell you something. Unless you're into, probably, more like jazz, or, the Phrygians used a lot in neoclassical rock, that sort of thing. But other than that, most people, they don't use modes that often, unless you're playing jazz. It's a very, not disjunct, but it's got its own sound. But yeah, I teach that a lot in the program. Okay, any tips on dealing with calluses on fingers? Okay, and so folks are saying that they're hearing both. Good. Glad to hear that. John, yeah, maybe make sure your speaker's plugged in. Yep, you're mono left. Somebody's saying. I've just started to jam. Mr. Fab was saying, yep, you're mono left. Oh, any tips on calluses on fingers? Play. That's how you're going to get calluses. There's things, calluses builders and things like that you can buy. But honestly, there is no substitution for playing. Just pick up the guitar, play it all the time. That's what I'm going to say to deal with calluses. You want calluses on the tips of your fingers. Okay, Luke is saying, I just started to jam with a local band, and I know I've only been playing for over a year, but they transpose a lot of songs to fit their needs. Can you explain that concept? Yeah, Luke. So transposing is the idea of taking a particular key and moving it up or down. And so what we mean by key is we're playing the key of A major. A major scale would be if the singer can't sing la 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 la, then they got to move it down la 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 la, or even lower. So the idea of transposing is usually for the singer to be able to hit those notes. Not always. Sometimes people just like playing lower. You know what I mean? But that's what the whole transposing is. But hopefully they're not doing that with any classic songs, because that just sometimes transposing them, if you're doing it too far, any more than like a half step or so, sometimes that can just not sound very good. Okay, what else? I got so many devices around me, it's crazy. Oh, okay, so yeah, so that's that. Okay, Daniel's saying, any tips for a bass player? Play with your fingers, and play with a, watch the drummer's kick drum. Play to that kick drum. And, it's a lot of different things. But, yeah, I no tips per se. I definitely teach bass here one-on-one, and I don't have any courses for it just because there's only so much time in the day. But if you're a guitar player, play bass because it's a super fun instrument. Okay. Mr. Fab saying, Ebo, the video title is Loops, Gadgets, and Gear. Only Erich Andreas can't send the link through because YT won't allow it. Eric starts using the Ebo at 225. Yes, correct. Thank you for saying that, Mr. Fab. Marcus is saying, should I perfect a song before moving on to a next one? No, here's the deal. Have fun when you're doing this. So you may learn a song, and in the beginning, it may take you way longer than you wanted to, and you get bored with it. Move on to something else. It's totally okay to do. This idea of staying on something and just getting it, it's like, that's ego. You know what I mean? Have fun. This is meant to be fun. If you don't make it fun, you're going to put it down, and that doesn't benefit anybody. So make the guitar fun. Do stuff that's fun. I jump from thing to thing, you know what I mean? Anymore now, I got to learn stuff so fast or I get frustrated because there's just so much time in the day. So I want to be able to learn stuff really quickly, Really good question. Okay, Walid is saying, hi, you are simply awesome. I got a guitar and I used to watch your videos. They're so helpful. Having difficulty with the chords, recommend me some videos. Thank you. Walid, I've got so many videos. Got like 800 here, but in the description below, I think I've got it. Let me look, but the top, yeah, that right there. If you look in the description of this video, watch my first 30 guitar lessons for free. That particular series I created after teaching for like 30 years, and it was kind of my like little anniversary thing, basically to say, hey everybody, these are the first 30 lessons that I teach all students when they visit me here in Nashville. And if you were to come see me one-on-one, I'd be teaching you the same exact stuff, and it would cost you about $1,000. So if you want $1,000 in your pocket, go there and you're going to save $1,000. Okay, but you just, you say, what are you saying here specifically? You're saying, having difficulty with the chords, recommend me some videos. Also, Walid, go to the Unstoppable Guitar System and do that $1 trial. I've got tons of stuff on chords, building chords, starting easy, going to really hard. I've got stuff on YouTube, just tons of stuff. So anytime you have a question about this sort of thing, type in Yourguitarsage chords, or Yourguitarsage capo, or Yourguitarsage Iron Maiden or whatever, and stuff's going to come up most likely. Sky Carl, have you had a chance to compare the Gibson SG to the Epiphone SG? Thanks for all the good stuff. You're so welcome, Sky Carl. You know, this is a 69, so you know, I haven't played any. I don't know if surely I've played an Epiphone SG in my life. I can tell you that all the Epiphone stuff, with the exception of like the $200 models, like they're 300, 400, 500 going up like that. Those are great guitars. They're really great. I love their stuff, and a lot of bang for the buck. So if you run your hand across the neck, the bottom and the top, and if it's cutting your hand, like if basically the frets aren't finished, put the guitar down, because those I just know are crap. And or at least ones I've played were. So those are usually like the $200 models. Get something a little bit more expensive, 300, 400, where they actually do some things to them to make the guitar better. Those are nicer. Okay, okay, great. Not no tap GT. I don't know. Eric, when tapping and moving to I'm not sure how to say that. Sorry, Eric. When tapping and moving to different strings, is it okay for me to pull in an upward movement with my finger? Also, just to make sure my technique is proper, is it right to actually pull off? Okay, so you know, I think what you're probably talking about is, you know, when you're doing like you're talking about like tapping, like two-hand tapping. So you're saying, is it okay for me to pull off in an upward motion? If you're talking with the left hand or with the fretting hand, you know, usually it's a pull down. Now the picking hand, I do a pull up. I go. So this is being pulled up. That's a hammer pulling up. It's a pull off right there. And then here, this guy's pulling down. You know, and then you see. Also, just to make sure my technique is proper, is it right to actually pull off when moving to a different string? Yeah, I'd have to actually see what you're doing, you know. So MJTHFX, can you show me your warm-up? You know, I just did a video for this today as well, and so with warm-ups, I don't like to spend a lot of time. It's good for beginners, but I don't like to spend a lot of time doing a warm-up. What I mean by that is, like, if I'm playing, just because I played it so much, it drives me nuts. So unless it's just something really fast, which I'm not a super fast player, just because I don't have the time to practice like I used to. But if I were, then yes, I would. It's a different story then. But I like to get right to it, get right to whatever it is I'm trying to work on specifically, and go to that. You know what I mean? If you're a real fast player and you're getting up there and just speed, then yeah, you can do that. But I like to dig into whatever it is I'm working on right away, because again, the brain needs to know what it is you're working on. If you're working on exercises, then not getting on stage and playing exercises for everybody, then you're gonna be playing other stuff. Just play the other stuff, you know? Seriously. May just sound like a little weirdo tip. That's gold right there. If you listen to me, put it in there. That's gold. Okay, Daniel's saying, what is your opinion of Songja Jung? Dude, that guy sucks. I mean, no, I'm joking. That guy, he's amazing. I love him. He is, love his style, and he's a great player, and seems like he has a great attitude and everything. So he is, he's an innovator, you know? He's a great player. Fantastic. Kiefer Allen is saying, can you do a lesson for suspended chords? Okay, let's talk about that really quick. So a suspended chord is when we throw the fourth scale step into a chord. So for instance, if we're playing a D chord, so here's a D chord. You've heard this before. Hey, we're up to 90 people. Hey, 90 people. Again, for those that have just joined us, yourguitarsage.com/live. Next week, I'm giving away over $1,000 worth of stuff, including this beautiful guitar and this jam stick and a $400 course to the Unstoppable Guitar System. I'm going to be giving away strings and capos and tuners and picks and books and all sorts of stuff and ebooks and everything else. So make sure you go there. yourguitarsage.com/live. The link's below. So, a D chord, D sus, G chord, let's play this one, G sus. C sus, A sus. So what we're doing is, if you know what the third of the chord is, you can play a suspended. If you don't know what that means, then, if you don't know what that means, Kiefer, then you're not going to really know how to do that. But essentially, if you know what the third of the chord is, and here's your hint, it's the one note that changes when you go to major and minor. Okay, so for instance, here's an E minor, here's E major, that's your third. Hold on for a minute. Here's A minor, here's A major, that's your third, that one guy that moves. Here's D major, here's D minor, that's your third, that one guy right there, okay? Now, that's the one note that needs to go up a half step from your major chord. So for instance, here is E minor, here's E major, bring it up another half step, there's E suspended. Here's A minor, here's A major, here's A suspended. So we went, here's D minor, here's D major, here's D suspended. Okay, that's how you do it. So if you know where the third is, if you instead of playing the third, you play a fourth, that is a suspended chord. You can have a third and a fourth in the same chord as well. If they're right next to each other, it rubs and it gives this kind of sound. We don't want that. So try not to have them right next to each other. If you want more detail about how to build that in a much cooler way and much more explained way, Yourguitarsage or Unstoppable Guitar System, you can get in there for $1 for 2 weeks. So check that out. And I go into all the detail in regards to doing that. Okay, great, good question, Brian Baisley. Hey Eric, any advice for anchoring the pinky hand, palm, pinky, anchoring the picking hand, palm, pinky? Okay, yeah. So Brian, this is really a matter of choice. So what Brian's asking here, folks, is like advice to where should he place his pinky, where should he place his palm? This is all a matter of choice. It really is. There's some guys that will hold their hand up here and they'll play like this. There's other guys that'll put their hand here. There's other guys that will anchor their hand like this. They'll put a pinky here, yada yada yada. It depends what style of guitar you're playing for the most part, but it really is a matter of opinion. Rockers like to mute because there's a lot of this. I don't know what song that is, but you mute right here, that sort of thing, right? So that's the advice there for doing that. But do what feels good to you. You're going to come up with a bunch of different techniques. Great question, Brian. Marcus is saying, Eric, could you do a lesson for the Whole of the Moon by Waterboys? Not now, obviously. Yeah. I could put it on the list, Marcus. Honestly, I get so many requests for songs that it just everything gets lost, because I literally get dozens of requests every day and I just can't get to them all. So I'll have Jason put it on the list, but honestly that list has been growing for years now. I would just need clones to get it done. Okay, Russell is saying what's he saying? He's saying, Russell Tedder, I'm currently I'm learning on an Epiphone AJ150 CE. Would a Taylor GS Mini be a good second guitar? I love those very much so. I have one. I think I did a review on it. I called it a Baby Taylor, but and I had someone tell me the other day that those are two different guitars, but I swear, I don't know. But yeah, that's a great guitar, and they're essentially, I think they're essentially the same guitar, pretty close, right? Patrilla is saying, any Bill Withers or George Benson songs? No, but I love George Benson. When I was a kid, when I was like, here's a little story for you. When I was like 5 years old, I used to have this game that I played. I listened to the AM radio, and I would have it in my bed. I think it was AM, yeah, because it had that like staticky sound. I sound like I'm really, really old. I'm kind of old, but not AM radio old. But for some reason, I was listening to AM radio, and I would listen to it, and I tell myself, you can't go to sleep until you don't recognize the song that you go to sleep. So I'd sit there for hours. It'd be late because I knew all the songs that they were playing, and then if I heard a song that was new, I'd listen to it, and then I'd go to bed. But anyhow, George Benson would always come on, and I just loved it. Music in the air and lots of love and everywhere. George Benson's a freak. Listen to George Benson. He is great. Jazzy, kind of poppy type sound. He's amazing. More jazz. Or I'm not on your style range. Nice try. On reading my name. Yeah, I love that stuff, Patrilla. Patria or Patrilla. I love that stuff. I truly do. It's just, if I spread myself too thin, then I'm really gonna suck. It's like I kind of suck at a few things that I'm kind of good at. So if I spread myself any further, I would just completely suck. So, but I love that stuff. Great, Is legato a good way of building fretboard speed? So what 650 Thunderbird's talking about is legato technique is this idea of not picking all the notes, but going like, like I did. That's 2 picks. So he's saying, or 650 is saying, is that a good way of building fretboard speed? Yeah, sure. It's another way of doing things. It's another sound, and it just sounds really cool. But again, do what feels good to you. Do what sounds good. A lot of folks will play that way because they like the sound. Other folks will just pick because they like the sound. Like Yngwie Malmsteen does a lot of picking, as opposed to maybe somebody like Joe Satriani who does more legato type of pull-on, hammer-on, pull-offs type stuff. So there you go. YouTube Live 100 or 1000 saying Yourguitarsage. Thank you. I'm not sure what that is doing, but that's cool. Thanks, man. Okay, so everybody's hearing both. Good. Okay, as an intermediate guitar, so Nick's saying, as an intermediate guitar players, can you suggest some solos that are nothing difficult, but a challenge? Lots of them. A couple of them would be, and I have videos for these, is You Shook Me All Night Long. I just did a video for that, I think this last year. And then also, I Want You to Want Me. That's a great one. Geez. I mean, there's a million of them, but just off the top of my head, yeah, those are 2 great ones, I'd say. Eric, can you give any advice for really nailing a Hendrix or John Frusciante rhythm style? Thanks. Case Bennett is saying, well, I can tell you that both those guys are kind of known for their bar chords that are leaving out the 5th string. So, when you're talking, okay, I'm going to attempt to use the telly again just because I'm not going to play Hendrix on an SG. I got to at least have some single coil pickups. That's what he's known for. So, okay, so this idea of, so obviously that's Purple Haze, right? Now, Frusciante does the same kind of thing. idea is he's got this kind of low E string, and then when he's playing this other part of the chord, then he plays it separately from the E string. If I didn't do that, it would sound like this. Let's hear like a... See, it's cool, but it's not as cool as... So the idea is I'm muting on this chord. This is a E7 flat 9 chord known as the Hendrix chord, or is it hold on? No, it's not flat 9. Sharp 9. That'd be flat 9. So E7 sharp 9 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, sharp 9. That's how you figure it out. And this is the 7. Anyhow, the idea here is for this first part, my hand is laying on the strings. It's laying on strings 5 through 1, so they're muted. And then when I hit the chord, I bring my thumb up and mute that note. And then I can hit the chord. So... what you're doing is you've got your hands on the strings the whole time, but then you just kind of mash down. You know, you just kind of like you're pressing a button. You know what I mean? So to mute the strings, or to mute them, or to play them. So that's what those guys do. And when they're playing bar chords, and I've got a video for this as well here on YouTube, and then in the program at Yourguitarsage or at unstoppableguitarsystem.com. When they play their bar chords, instead of playing like this, they'll leave out the 5th string. What they'll do is they'll play the bottom part of the chord, bring their thumb around the top of the neck, and play that note right there, like this. So the chord is muted 5th string, and then 4, 3, 2, 1. So you can hear what I'm doing there is it's different. That's bigger. That's not quite as big, and that little bit really is cool, you know? So, what else? Let's talk, Kiefer Allen is saying guitar on both channels, but voice only left. Okay, yeah, well, that's because I've got a microphone right here, and then the guitar is coming through there too, so... and that's a directional mic, so that's why you're getting that, okay? Okay. Alex is saying, what are some good ways to record your playing? GarageBand. If you have, that's what you want to do, GarageBand. There's a million free apps, so for Android or what have you. There's lots of free studio software for your devices. If you have a smartphone or something, free multi-track studios that when I was a kid, I'd go out and spend $600 on. You can get them for free. So there you go. And they're more powerful than what I had as a kid. So I've got 2 or 3 studios in my phone. It's absolutely maddening. So that's what to do. GarageBand's really cool and easy to use. So that's what I would do. Don't pay for nothing if you can get it there for free, right? That's what I'd say. Okay, the Gaming Hub 100. Any tips on composing my own fingerstyle arrangements, also in music theory? How can I learn, and is it possible without paid lessons? Yeah, 100%. I teach tons of free stuff here on YouTube, and like I say, link below. You got to start with the basics. Everybody wants to just jump ahead. I'm not saying you, but everyone wants to jump ahead to the hard stuff. Doesn't work like that. That's like not teaching a kid addition and subtraction and division and then throwing them into algebra or calculus. Doesn't work like that. So So Gaming Hub, look below the first 30 lessons that I teach all my students. There's a lot of great foundational theoretical stuff in there. And then follow my other stuff here on YouTube. And then get into the program for $1 for 2 weeks and, use it. I don't care. You're not going to bother me if you just get in there and try it out. Seriously, okay? And then as far as, any tips on composing my own fingerstyle arrangements, follow my videos on finger picking. I've got blogs on my website, and here just type in Yourguitarsage finger picking. I've got tons of stuff that you can check out there. That's what I would do. Start with some nice chord progressions that are really easy, and don't get too involved. Like try to do something simple at first and create from there. Okay, that would be my suggestion. Mark Holland saying, "Hey Eric, sounding fine here. I love that you were inspired by a photograph by Def Leppard. I've been having a personal 80s rock revival since taking up the guitar last summer, age 42. Yeah, Mark, that is the reason why I play guitar. Honestly, it is the reason that I play guitar is Def Leppard, Foolin', Photograph. My mind was absolutely blown when I saw that stuff, when I heard that stuff. If I didn't mention Pyromania, the #1 rock album, in my opinion, is just Mutt Lange's production, the guitar parts, the singing. I want to cuss. It's so amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Pyromania. You can't get it on Spotify. I don't even know if you can get it on iTunes. You got to go buy it. You probably can get it on iTunes, I'm sure. Where else would you buy stuff anymore? Who knows? Mind blown. Great stuff. Erotic Masturbaker is saying, what are the gold records on your wall? Those are my wife's. I wish I could say they're mine, but I'm not. I just have them on the wall behind me so people think they're mine. But really, my wife is a hit songwriter. She's written #1 hits. She's written for Reba McEntire and Tyler Farr, David Nail. These are all country folks, country artists. Carrie Underwood, Faith Hill. I mean, just tons of stuff. Guy from Tonic, Emerson Hart, lots of stuff on Disney, movies, just the whole 9 yards. She's a freak of talent. And we just wrote a songwriting book that we're still doing some edits on and what have you. It's been slow because there's a million things on our plate right now, including a new baby. But that's who that is. You can look her up online. Her name is Melissa Pierce. The last name is Peirce. Melissa Pierce. She's a freak of nature. She's wonderful. Okay, Luke is saying, I've started to read sheet music, and how long can you expect when studying every day? Can you expect to look at the sheet music and play it? Should I break it down measure by measure? Luke, yes, break it down measure by measure. It depends on several variables in your question. How hard is the sheet music? How often are you practicing? And, kind of how astute are you to learning? Like, how focused are you and those sorts of things. But honestly, if you were to practice for a month of consistent practicing, you're going to get to where you got a basic idea and you could sit down and you could work a piece out. You're probably not going to be able to sight read it. I had a girlfriend who was a violinist in the Nashville Symphony, and you could put anything in front of her and she could play it, and it was phenomenal. I could put a piece of rock music in front of her and she could play the solo and on the violin. It was so cool. Love that sort of thing. Reading music is invaluable. If you're not doing it, do it. It's really cool. Okay. Are you able to reveal any records you've played on, or is it a secret? Mark, you have many of those records in your record collection, and it is a secret. No, I'm joking. No, nothing that you guys would know of, honestly. I mean, I've played in a bunch of bands back home and a bunch of bands here in Nashville. I played with an artist named Tony Vincent. Did some guitar stuff for him and did a little bit of touring with him. He's a now big Broadway star, and he was on The Voice and those sorts of things. And but really, there's nothing. I have no claims to fame, really, honestly, other than teaching. That's what I do, and it's what I've always loved. Got married really early, not to my beautiful current wife, but to the spawn of Satan. This was many, many years ago, and that seriously turned the direction of my guitar. So word to the wise, watch who you marry, because just do, because It was a long mess. And I actually was just getting ready to go on tour with an artist named Margaret Becker, and all hell went. Everything went to hell in a handbasket. I had a record deal, and it was a big mess. Long story short, years went by. I picked myself back up, and things are good. Things are good again. That was lifetimes ago, though. For many of you, probably 2 of your lifetimes ago. Okay, so, oh my Bruge saying, what kind of theory do I have to look at to be able to write rhythm guitar under an existing melody easily? I get so frustrated with this. That's really a difficult question to answer, because it depends on the music. It depends on, I don't know what your skill level is at and those sorts of things. But again, you got to start at the basics. It's like building. And if you do the steps in order, like I have in my course, you can't mess up. You cannot mess up. So go through those first 30 videos for free. Check that out. I've got a free course on Udemy. I don't know how many videos are in there, but I've got a free course there. Udemy, that's Udemy. Once you're there, just type in Erich Andreas. I've got a free course there. Obviously, tons, 800 videos here on YouTube. Lots of them are theory. So watch that stuff. And if I refer to another video, watch that one first, okay? But yeah, you gotta, if you're trying to, so what are you trying to come up with? You're trying to be able to write rhythm guitar under an existing melody easily. So, a lot of that has to do with your ear, honestly. So, like if someone says to me, here's this melody, would you put the chords out, write the chords? Well, yeah, it's less about knowing the theory. It's more about using your ear. So, in the Unstoppable Guitar System, I have something called the Nashville Number System. I mention it a little bit on YouTube, so you can look that up, Yourguitarsage Nashville Number System. And if you think like that and you start evaluating songs like that, start with simple songs, Tom Petty, Taylor Swift, I don't know, whoever, just real simple Americana pop songs, that sort of thing. You're really going to get your ear attenuated. Most of the time it's 1, 4, 5, minor 6. If you know where those chords are at all the time, I know that probably sounds Greek to you, but 1, 4, 5, minor 6, after you watch the Nashville Number System, that'll make so much sense. 9 times out of 10, that's what your song's going to contain, of those 4 chords or 3 chords or 2 chords. If you know those, you'll know where to go all the time. I do this all the time. I listen to something, I just start playing, because once you know the key, you can figure out these chords really, really quickly, Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, not. Okay, cool. All right, RAS, should all guitars have a setup when you get them? I prefer that, yes. Get them set up by a pro. May cost somewhere between $20 and $100, usually closer to like $35, $40, $50, depends who's doing it, where you're getting it done. What a setup is when they adjust the nut, they adjust the bridge, the frets, the arc of the neck through the truss rod, depending on if it's acoustic or an electric, other bits and pieces. They just get it tweaked out. It's like going to get in your car a tune-up. Do it, okay? Great. Okay, what is a good beginner electric guitar? I'd say an Epiphone, or, anything that's like, they're making some good guitars, even 200. I know I just said don't do it, 200, but there are some good $200 guitars right now. Go to Guitar Center, fall in love with something. Say I only have $200, $300. Show me those guitars. Play them all, and go with what. Don't go with the looks. Go with what sounds good, what feels good to you. But Epiphone is a great suggestion, like Mikkel just said. That's true, I don't know who Hank Colt is saying. I don't know who Hank Marvin is. I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. You have to let me know who that is. Alessandro, I hope I'm saying that right. What is a really good hollow body guitar? I've been looking for a great guitar that is not too expensive. Gretsch makes an Electromatic, and I think they're, I've seen them on Craigslist for about $400. Great hollow body guitar. Gretsch, obviously known for their hollow body guitars, and that's kind of their lower line. It's a beautiful guitar. Check those out. I have an Epiphone Les Paul. It's great. Jeff is saying yes, it's true. Yeah, they are really cool. I lost lost my place. Okay, I'm having difficulty getting, Veronica's saying that I'm getting difficulty time playing the B minor chord down. My fingers don't like it, but I keep trying. How can I conquer this chord? One note at a time. Veronica, watch, I tell you what, watch my video after this, write this down right now, effing F chord, E-F-F-I-N-G, F chord. Better yet, go to the free 30 lessons that I teach, because I think I have 2 videos in there in regards to the F chord. And the F chord is the same exact shape as the B minor. Same exact shape. Okay, so if you can get the F chord, you definitely will get the B minor chord. Links below for those 30 free videos. Anybody who's learning guitar, you gotta start there. I'm telling you, I spent a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of love in those videos answering these questions and moving it the right path for you so that you can get a great foundation. Okay, but that's what you want to do. Okay. Michael Miles is saying, just keep practicing your bar chords, and that's all you need to do. Yeah, practice your bar chords, but watch that video, effing F chord, because I break it down into 2, 3, 4, and 5 note chords. And what it does is it allows you to see where your weakness is at, and allows you to practice those specific things, and you'll see progress. You know, you really, really will. Okay, how to read sheet music. Get this book, How to Read Music. That's how to do it, Isaac. You can find that at Amazon.com, and then when you're at Amazon, just type in Erich Andreas, and you'll do it. Also, I have videos on it. Unstoppable Guitar System. It's $1 to get in there. I have videos on how to read sheet music. It's super cool. All right. Saludo. Oh, I wish I knew how to say how to speak in Spanish. Saludos desde Mexico. Hey, buddy. Hey, Ray Arto Hernandez. What's up, bro? If you like Telecasters, look at the Squire Classic Vibe. Yep. Alicia sounds like the second solo of Sweet Child O' Mine. Yeah, Nick Lennon. Any easy Pink Floyd songs or The Doors? I've got several on YouTube here. So whenever you have a question about a particular song or a particular band, type in Yourguitarsage Doors. So, Nick, write that down right now. Yourguitarsage Doors, Yourguitarsage Pink Floyd. I teach both of those guys. I love both those bands. Blow my mind. Ian Moore is saying, hi from the UK. What's up? Never been. Would love to. Petrilla, any suggestions on songs that could be played without power chords, and find how to find the power chords from normal chords? Super easy. Played with power chords. Yeah, any Ramones song and any song from the 80s that's heavy metal, all power chords. But yeah, anything by the Ramones, you know. You know, Blitzkrieg, Bop, those sorts of things. Those are all power chords. How do you find them from regular chords? Check this out. So any bar chord, like a G, this form, whatever, it's the first 2 notes, the lowest 2 notes. So here's your full chord. Here's your power chord. Here's a D bar chord. There's the power chord right there, first 2 notes. Here's the D. So this one and this note. Here's the G, the 6th string, 5th string. And you use this part of your finger right here to mute the strings underneath it. So easy enough, right? Okay. Can you do a video on volume swells? I think I just did one, Sam, and it should be uploading to YouTube really quickly. But I'll give you a little example here. So here we are at the pedal cam. This is a volume pedal. And so the idea of volume swells is like if we've got some, this is delay, and then some reverb. So like, I got that kind of sound. Now if I wanted to, what I would do is this volume pedal is before the delay and the reverb. So if I want to swell this, what I'm going to do is First, I'll show you that what I'm doing is... Okay, so let's turn up the reverb on this. And we're going to turn up the mix a little bit. So now, got that nice sound, so here we go. You guys are not seeing my foot pedal. Huh, what's up with that? Okay, well, that's not going to work, is it? Well, let me do something really quickly because I do want to show it to you, but maybe I have to unplug it and plug it back in. And if that don't work and it blows up the broadcast, then I'm sorry. All right, we'll see if that works. It doesn't. Okay, I'm so sorry. I can't even show that to you for whatever reason. My foot pedal cam's not working. It's just a still, but I promise you that I was working it. So the idea is this. So you heard it at least. Basically what I'm doing is I strum the chord. I can show you from here. So the idea is you strum a chord, then you turn up the volume. You can do it with a volume pedal as well. That's what I just did. So you get that sound. So you can also, you can hammer and do this. So like, or so that's how you do volume swell. Super fun. But I got a video coming out for that soon. You know what I mean? 650 is saying Soul Seek. I don't know who that is. Sorry. But that's the other guy you told me about, right? So Talking Towel, how much do I actually need a cutaway on an acoustic guitar? You don't, not unless you're soloing. You don't really need one. If you find yourself trying to get up there and you keep bumping into the heel of the guitar, that's the part there, then or the ribs, then you're gonna wish that you had that. Okay, it makes me really mad that my foot pedal cam isn't working. Okay, I've been working on the cage system. I would love to see more lessons from you on this topic. You're the best, Eric. Thank you so much, Jay. Man, I was doing a bunch of videos for YouTube on the cage system because I did minor, and I did minor 7 and major 7 and dominant 7th, and then I was like, man, I'm going to do these for YouTube too, but it's like I'm doing more songs on YouTube, honestly, for two reasons. One, I really can't do them on my other, my personal Unstoppable, just because of copyright reasons and stuff like that, and because you guys want to play songs usually, but for folks that really want to learn to play guitar, that's what the Unstoppable guitar system is. And I thought, well, it's kind of not fair if I'm putting stuff on there and and then just turning around and putting it on YouTube, because I can only do so much. I can only make so many videos. And so if you really want to get in there, try the Unstoppable guitar system. Like I say, it's $1. You can try it out for $1. It's good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Kyle Bennett saying, hey, I'm working on soloing lead guitar and I don't understand leaving the pentatonic box. Like, how do I know where to play and where the notes are and just how to leave the box, I guess? So Kyle, the idea is you need to have a couple different forms, right? A couple different forms of the scale, and then you just kind of slide into it. The question's a little vague. I'm not sure what you mean, but I don't understand leaving the box. I mean, it's like the pentatonic box is, you can play out. This is the box. You know, so if you slide up here, you need to know this other. So you need to know another form, and I have a lot of that stuff for free, and if not, it's in the system. But you know, you need to know the different forms, and then you need to work back and forth between the two forms. You know, that's the best way to do it. But I've got videos where I play something and you play something, I play something, you play something. It's called call and response. That's really how you get to another way, a great way of doing it, you know. Multi-disturbed 666. I'm having trouble using my pinky in my playing. Any tips on how I can incorporate it more? Use it. Use the frick out of it. You know, so I say when you sit down to play guitar, look, it's the shortest finger, so it's kind of like kickball team. Who are we going to pick? Who's going to be last? This guy, right? So now just call him every single time. He's feeling left out. Put him first at bat and use him. So this is a great exercise. 3-4, 3-4, 3-4. That will wear that pinky out, and you're going to wish I had never shown that to you, because you're going to be like, oh, my pinky. And then work it up the neck, you know? And okay, do that. That's how to strengthen it. Hey, could you show some Mick Ronson? I don't know who that is. Sorry, Jimith. Jamith. For the B minor person, Jeff95 is saying, for the B minor person, make sure you don't bar the 6th string. That was my problem for like a year. Yeah. Love the look of that telly. Thanks, Jimith. Yeah, I got this beauty a couple years ago. Went to Gruen Guitar here in Nashville and fell in love with this thing, and I said, that's mine, and I love it. It's a beautiful, beautiful baby. Okay, EA Music is saying, how do you feel about alternate tunings? I personally don't love them, just because to me they're kind of drony, and they kind of box you into a particular something, unless you're doing like slide maybe, but I rarely ever use them. I find myself, if I'm playing a song by somebody else, like, you know, Kashmir or what is this song? Sloppy, but Fleetwood Mac, Lindsey Buckingham, it's like, that's drop D, so I've got, you know, so I'm tuning the low E down to a D. So that's about all I use. I'll do different things. Kashmir, I think, might be in Dadgad. I don't have a video for it, and I talk about it, but off the top of my head, I don't remember. Jose, hello, how are you doing? So I don't love alternate tuning so much. Japep 95. Will playing multiple instruments like bass and piano help or hurt guitar playing? It will help a bunch. Do it. You'll understand music in multiple dimensions. It's really good. Aaron Jones. Hey, I've been playing for about 18 months and I still have a hard time with the basic open chords and get frustrated that I'm not seeing any progress on myself. Any tips, please? Aaron, follow that 30 lessons, my first 30 lessons that I teach everybody. The link is below. It doesn't cost anything. Follow it. Follow each lesson in order. You're not going to have problems with bar chords, because I go over all the tips, all the bits and pieces for you. There's no tricks to that. It's 30. I mean, there's tricks to learning the chords, but there's no tricks to that free 30 videos. It's just free 30 videos. Check it out. But that's how you want to do it. You want to follow what I'm saying there. Otherwise, yeah, it can be frustrating. You know, it really can. Okay, Colt Mania is saying, Hank Marvin is an English guitarist influenced by British rock, George Harrison, Eric Clapton. Oh, I have to check into him. Giuseppe, how How many chords do you really need to know? 9. 9 essential chords. I have a video for this here on YouTube. Yourguitarsage, 9 essential chords. If you know those chords, you can literally play millions of songs. Now, inevitably, you're going to go, well, hold on, I ran into a song where I need a chord. Yeah, you could do that forever, and you're always going to need more chords, and there's thousands of chords. But the 9 chords you're going to use the most in the world, and you're going to use them all the time, 9 essential chords, get those, watch them, have a download for it, and everything else. That's also in the free 30 videos, pretty sure. So check that out. Those are the ones you need. And those chords are G, A minor, C, D, E minor, E major, A major, maybe some 7th chords in there, a B7, those sorts of things. Is the pentatonic scale really the only scale one needs to learn? No. But you could go a whole lifetime just playing that scale and get away with it. And it's a great scale. So you could get really good at it. And so know it. I think it's really important as guitar players or as people to focus on a particular something and get good at it. What happens, especially now with all the options available, is you see so many things, people just sit there. They don't do anything. Kick ass on the pentatonic scale. I saw a video on a guy, I said it earlier, Brushy, who plays on one string. He's a Jamaican guy. He's made a whole career at it, and they did a movie on him. Plays on one freaking string. That's how I learned guitar, on one string. No one's making a movie about me. All right, so concentrate on a particular something. But yeah, pentatonic scale is very powerful. The Gaming Hub is saying, thanks for the response. Also, is it a better technique or kill 2 birds with 1 stone by learning more advanced songs? Love the videos and keep up the good work. Thanks so much. With 1 stone by learning more advanced songs. Yeah, it's great. Learn advanced songs, but the problem with that is that if you're easily discouraged or you get discouraged by a song that's overwhelming, you're going to think you suck when it's just that you're giving too much to yourself. You like pizza? I love pizza. Try to eat a whole slice without chewing it. Oh, I would never do that. Well, of course you wouldn't, because you're going to choke. But we don't realize this when we go to play guitar. Sometimes we take too much, and then we stop. Oh, I'm frustrated. I suck. Da-da-da-da-da. It's because you're trying to eat a whole freaking piece of pizza. All right? Slow down. Chew. All right? Pyromania can be found on Soulseek. Oh, what are you talking about? I'm writing this down. Soulseek? What is this black magic you speak of? Soulseek. I'm writing this down. I know you kids are always coming up with something cool. I'll have to check what that is. Soulseek, Pyromania. Dude, I love that album. I'm all digital now, so I don't have vinyl or anything anymore. I'd like to see more on the number system. Jeff, the number system is a game changer. I played guitar for, 5, 6, 7 years before I learned the number system when I came here in Nashville. And I really didn't embrace it till many years later. Really till I was, more playing in the studio and I was with my wife and playing out with her and those sorts of things. Number system, it's a game changer. Yourguitarsage number system here on YouTube. Otherwise, go to Unstoppable Guitar System. Check it out. $1. It's awesome. The Gaming Club. By the way, I've been on the guitar for a little over a year, and the other YouTubers. So I'm super beginner, but still don't know much, and I'm a student with not too much time. Yep, it's the story of our lives, right? Just dig in, man. Dig in and have fun. Lou Torres is saying, is the pentatonic scale really the only scale one should concentrate on? Learn. No, learn them all. But yes, it's a great one. Jim Glover, no need to scream at him. He's going to question by question. Stephanie, who is screaming? I don't know. Russell Tucker, you stated you love blues. How do you feel about country? I'm really digging Chris Stapleton's album Traveler, which is a great combination of both. That's really funny because Chris Stapleton is a writer that my wife has written with a lot, and we used to go to Chris Stapleton's house quite a bit actually when we were just married, and because they wrote all the time and they've written many songs together. But obviously I gotta love country because I live here in Nashville, and I love stuff like Chris Stapleton is cool. I love old country and stuff like that. Bro country is I'm not a big fan of that stuff. Old school country, love old school Johnny Cash and I don't know, Dolly Parton, and there's some great old country. Love it. Luke Chesniak is saying, I'm trying to learn country licks, but seems to be lost. Any advice to get started? Luke, country is a whole enchilada. It's a whole nother bit. And it can be quite complex. It's almost jazzy in some sorts because there's a lot going on with playing over chords and the techniques and stuff. I cover a little bit of chicken picking in the program in Yourguitarsage or at unstoppableguitarsystem.com. But it is, here's my advice to you. Take your time with it. Learn it note for note and learn the proper techniques. But take your time because like anything else, it's lots of info there. Chubbintuck, could you recommend a few metal songs for intermediate players? Man, Iron Maiden is fairly easy stuff to play, and it's so good. Power Slave, Killers, Number of the Beast. There's tons of great stuff, Oh, Mick Ronson is the guitarist for David Bowie. Oh, I love David Bowie. I'm not, I wasn't a diehard fan, but a lot of his stuff, like the classics albums and stuff like that, I would listen to those a lot. Some of the stuff was out there a bit, but I like out there. But Mick Ronson, now it rings a bell. Okay. Multi-disturb. Thanks a lot for that, man. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thanks, bud. Educansally. Eric, I'm just here to say that your videos are great. Thank you. You're so welcome, buddy. Jimmy Jimith, do you have any lessons on voicings for guitar chords? Like, for example, Andy Summers. So he's doing like a lot of like ninth chords and stuff like that. That's a little much. But yeah, so that's a ninth chord when we just add the 9 to the chord. But yeah, I have a lot of that stuff in the program. I don't have a lot of stuff like that on YouTube, but I've got some stuff. Sevenths and ninths. Andy Summers specifically adds a lot of ninths in it. So basically, a ninth is the 2 of the scale up an octave. So and the 2 is always a whole step away. So if that's your 1, then throw this note into the chord, but an octave up. So that's what you do. If this is your chord, some sort of D chord, then throw the E in there. But do it an octave up. You do that. Sorry. We gotta do that. We gotta go. That's what we want. Anyhow, yeah, ninth chords. I'm just winging that stuff there. But yeah, that's what you want to do, ninth chords. Thank you so much for putting your lessons on here. You're so welcome. B. Healy set 31. Colemania, do you know how to play with a bottleneck? I would love to learn like that. Like Chris Ray. Yeah, I do teach a little bit of slide in the program, not a lot because I'm not a super good slide player. I can get by. I just did one for Bad to the Bone, which would be a great video for you guys to learn. It's a great first song to learn on slide. So do that. Yourguitarsage Bad to the Bone. Check that out. Okay. Hayes. Okay, so Kyle is saying, hey, sorry, I know the question was vague, but I'm soloing in A. How do I know where A notes are outside of the box you played? You need to get first, God, so many places. It's in this book, Guitar Mastery Simplified. It's in the ebooks that you can find at yourguitarsage.com. You can download those. It's an immediate download. I send you the link. It's in Unstoppable Guitar System. You need to know those different forms and how to use it. Not just know the forms, you need to know how to use them within that particular chord progression. It's not hard. You just need to step in that direction. You know what I mean? Watch my videos on the blues scale. So type in Yourguitarsage pentatonic, Yourguitarsage blues. I think I may go over several of those. Okay. So Peter's saying, hey, my band has a bad bassist, but I don't want to kick him out. Any tips for him or how to kick him out nicely? Kick him out. Kick him out. Like, you can go through life. You know, if this was a business or this was, you know, like it depends. You know what I mean? It's like, I've been in this situation before. I've been in a band where, you know, people aren't taking it seriously, and I just left the band. I can't sit there and babysit a bunch of guys, you know. It's like, you want to succeed, and you want to have a good band, or you want to. It's like, be nice, but you can say, dude, you're not doing your job. All of us are working hard. You're kind of laying on your ass and not doing. So I'd say, you know, save charity for charity, and do what you need. You know, be nice to puppies and children and what have you. The guy's not doing his job. He needs to, you know, play a record, not the bass. You know, is the pentatonic scale the only scale? I've answered that one. Do you think it's important to build speed for lead? If so, what sorts of exercises do you recommend? I've reached 280 plateau playing chromatic scales. Again, practice only what it is that you want to get good at. Don't practice exercises. It's a waste of time, in my opinion. Sweep picking. King Reaper saying sweep picking. I have, here on YouTube, type in Yourguitarsage sweep picking, and I have all sorts of videos for that. Way more information in yourguitarsage.com. Get in there for $1. Mick Jones, do you like to play metal? I love heavy metal. It's what I grew up on. Love it. I play a 7-string Ibanez JS. I've never had anything other than a 6-string, but I've had students with 8-string guitars and that sort of thing. Pretty cool stuff. What's the best way to learn how to improv a solo over a song? I just did a video for this, and I answered this earlier in the broadcast, Caleb, so make sure you rewind that and watch that, you know. Take the scale, and a lot of noodling, a lot of figuring out what notes not to play to learn what notes to play. Mick Jones is saying, yes, 650, Thunderbird. I don't know what that is. That's code. It's scaring me. Jep95, you can play slide guitar on a regular acoustic guitar, or do you need to change the action? Nope, you can play on a regular slide guitar, a regular guitar. Just play lighter. Watch my videos on that. How do you play a diminished chord in the number system video you made? If you remember, how do you play the diminished chord in that number system video you made? I'm not too sure which number system video you're talking about, but you know, the diminished is, the way I play it is, if it's in the key of G, G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D, E minor, F sharp diminish. And the way you would play that is you play an F minor, lower your third finger down a half step, so it looks like this. Basically, it looks like this. And then open. So it's like this. Don't play these last two notes. That won't sound good. That's your diminished chord. And I do have that, you know, tabulated in the program. Okay. All right. Philippe. Hey, from Spain. Hey, could you explain what should I look for when buying a pedal? I saw yours during the broken camera moment, and I'm only capable to say there's a lot of cables. There are a lot of cables. Philippe, I do cover some stuff about pedals in Yourguitarsage. So, you know, type in Yourguitarsage pedals, and I cover that. And then again in the program, guys, take me up on this. It's $1. Get in there and take advantage of it. If you don't take advantage of that, if you don't have $1 to spare, then go down in the description of this video, and you'll find the first 30 lessons that I teach all students. It's worth about $1,000. So go down there and check that out. Okay, but what pedals to buy? Bam! Take a screenshot right there, because that is a culmination of years of finding what I think are the perfect pedals. Forget about that big thing in the bottom right-hand corner. That's about $1,300. The other ones in here, like that one on the far left. I tell you what, here, anybody who can hear my voice right now, that pedal that's in the far left corner, I would point to it, but it doesn't matter because this is not a live picture you're seeing right there for some reason. It's not working. But that Line 6 M5 is a fantastic pedal. They also have an M9 and an M13. I've got the M13, which is like a more of those. That's just one pedal right there. But that pedal right there is a great education in pedals. Anybody who's getting into electric playing needs to go run and buy that pedal right now. I think it's under 150 bucks. I think I might have gotten that one for like 99 or 110 or something like that. It's a great video. I mean, it's a great pedal. And what it will do is it will give you, Philippe, it will give you an explanation of hundreds of pedals that are out there. So that is my number one tip tonight in regards to effects. Everybody buy that pedal. It's a fantastic pedal, and it will give you an education about all these other pedals. It's like a Pandora's box of pedals. It's absolutely fantastic, okay? Great. Okay, and yeah, I know you probably are still pissed about the camera. Yeah, I am. Andrew Miller, hey, what's up, bud? Cheventug, would you recommend buying multiple effect pedals or one expensive multi-effects board with pedals? Thank you, you're great. Thank you so much, buddy. I just answered that one with that M5. Get that. If you want to go up one notch, get the M9. If you want to go up yet another notch, go get the M13. I think the M5 just does one. The M9 does maybe 2 or 3 effects at once, and the M13 does 4 effects at once. But it is, it's so cool. It's really cool. I'm using that a lot, even more than this pedal board right now. Super cool, super cool. EA Music. What genre of music are you most influenced by? Probably rock and roll. Probably rock and roll. And guys, I want to say, I was planning on only doing an hour here, but I'll probably go 2 hours. But I'm definitely going to be ending it at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, just because I can hear my wife and the baby up there, and I got to have some family time tonight. So we'll be ending it here in about 19 minutes. So really quickly, anybody who's joined us recently, remember that next week, Saturday, at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, I'm going to be giving away over $1,000 worth of stuff, including the R159 Ortega guitar. This is an absolutely beautiful Spanish heel, Spanish nylon string guitar. It's absolutely fantastic. These folks are in town here. Love them. The Jam Stick, I'm going to be giving one of these away. By the way, this guitar, I think it's like a $500 or $600 guitar. The Jam Stick is like a $300 or $400 item. I have videos for both of these, so you can look that up. Go to jamstick.com or ortegaguitars.com. Jamstick is Jamstik, by the way. I'm going to be giving away one lifetime membership to the Unstoppable Guitar System. That's worth $400. I'm going to be several power packs away, which is you're going to get several packs of vibe strings, capo, a tuner, and you're going to also get some Dragon's Heart picks that will be personalized for you. And I'll be giving books away, ebooks away, just tons of great stuff. So make sure you check that out, okay? That's the 30th at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, okay? All the links are below. You need to be going to yourguitarsage.com/live for if you want to know about any of my live stuff. I'm going to be giving over $1,000 of stuff away every single month, and I'm going to try to keep upping it. I'm going to try to get folks from amplifier manufacturers and other stuff so that I can give away tons of stuff. I love giving stuff away. It makes me really happy. Okay. Practice till your fingers bleed. That's right, Mike. What else? What else we got here? Man, every time I hit this thing, it moves the comments. Okay. What pickup system would you recommend for metal players? Which one is best? Okay, Chub and Tug. I like old school rock pickups. PAF, patent applied for, the Gibson pickups. I love those sounds. I cannot stand the sound of new metal. It lacks any sort of tone whatsoever, in my opinion. And I'd say there's a lot of guitar players that feel that way too. I don't know why they think that sounds good, but whatever. No offense for those that love it. I'm sorry. Got a little opinionated there. But old school pickups that are like in the SGs and those sorts of things. I think this is great. One of my favorite pickups is a Seymour Duncan Jeff Beck. That's what I have like in my my Kramer Berettas and those sorts of things. That's a fabulous pickup. Whoa, that's a great pickup. Jeff Beck. Okay, what else? The guitar volume is too high in comparison with your voice. Well, yeah, it's electric, so it's going to be a little bit loud. I probably have it a little loud anyhow, so thanks, Edu. I will creep it down just a pinch, maybe. Maybe that'll help. So you let me know if that's better, okay? The vest was a Christmas gift from your in-laws, wasn't it? The vest. Yeah, no, it wasn't. I got it, believe it or not, I got this in Key West just a few weeks ago. Why you would need this in Key West, I don't know, but I'm using it right now because I'm freezing my A off here in Nashville. And it's great because in Key West, they were giving away all this winter stuff for like, I think I got this for, I don't know, like $30 or something like that. But yeah, go to Key West for all your winter attire, and then in the summer go up north and buy this stuff because it's cheap, and they'll give it away in the middle of the summer because it gets cold. Okay, Andrea is saying, hello, I love your videos and I'm a beginning player. I know that I am a Strat girl, but I have small hands. I'm looking for a good electric guitar with a more tapered, narrow neck that's inexpensive. Andrea, that's a great, thank you so much for the kind words. And so Strats, Strats typically have thinner necks than, say, like maybe a Les Paul or what have you. Oh, I tell you what, this SG has a thin neck. But what I'd say to do is to go into, I tell you what else has a thin neck is Ibanez. Ibanez has thin necks. But go into, Guitar Center, your favorite guitar store, and try them out. That's what to do. And just get something in your price range, because I can't tell you off the top of my head one that would fit perfectly to what you're looking for. Ken Eric, big fan here. What is your honest take on the Line 6 Variax? I love it. I have two of them. I've got the first version of it, and then I've got the JT something Floyd Rose version. It's red, and I don't know if I have played it for any of my videos. I love Line 6. I love the Variax. I love those guys, and they make great stuff. So Variax is awesome. Love it. And it's a great education, just like that that M5 pedal in the bottom left of my board there. What's cool about this, one reason why I got the Variax many years ago, is that there were some guitars that I had never played, and I wanted to know the sound of them, and I wanted to be able to say, I can go from here to this sound and what have you. And that's a great education in all these different sounds. So great, you know what I mean? Mike Jones, boot 'em. Richard Peters, you are now. Mike Jones, can't let people hold you back. Yeah, boot them, right? From your dreams, exactly. Richard Peters has to be taught. Look, that guy's going to get a job at the Waffle House or something one day. And in the meanwhile, he's bringing your band down. So let him get to Waffle House earlier than he needs to. Okay. Eric, keep up the great work. As a lefty, your videos have helped me. Regards from Sydney. Woohoo, Sydney. That's cool. Thanks, man. Thanks to the journal. Appreciate it. Cult Mania. What was the most difficult chord for you to play when you were first learning the guitar? F chord for sure. Yeah. What's your favorite go-to amp? It's this guy right here. This is a Blues Junior, Fender Blues Junior. I have a couple of those. I get them modded a little bit, but honestly, straight out of the box, those are fantastic tube amps. 12-inch speakers, so you get the bass response. It's super light. It's not expensive. You can get them sometimes on Craigslist for $300-400. Mine have cost a little bit more, but fantastic amp. And if you're pushing it with pedals and stuff, sounds great. You get that line 6 pedal, get that M5 pedal right there, and get the Blues Junior, you're set to go. You're rocking. And a guitar, you're awesome, okay? Okay. Oh my God, you're making live lessons, but in my country it's 3:38. Oh, J Blues, sorry. Well, this will be recorded, my friend, so check it out, you know. Just watch it again. Mick Jones, Mesa Boogie Half Stack 5150. It's a great one. Thanks, Eric, all the way from Scotland. Looking at the website now. Siri is literally, she was listening. I must have said something about Siri. I don't know. She started doing weird things here. All the way from Scotland, Jim Jimmy. J Blues, cheers from Turkey. Whoa, that's cool. David McLeod, how would you decide that modes to play over whatever chords your song has? In a nutshell, David, it has to do with the form. The notes from the chord have to match the notes of the mode. I go over this in detail in the Unstoppable system. I'm sorry I can't go into all that detail. It was several videos long. But check that out. It's $1 to get in there, my friends. What else? Is my right headphone broken? No. Here you go. Listen with your headphones. My guitar should be in there now, right? Okay. Now I fixed them, right? Nice pedal board, JS. Thanks, man. How do I get the ebooks? Kyle, go to yourguitarsage.com. There's a little tab. There's a little bar and a tab thing, and just hit ebooks. Okay, and there's a free one on there too. If you guys haven't downloaded the free ebook, go get that. By the way, someone was asking earlier about positions of scales and stuff. I believe I give a lot of those away in there, so check that out. Okay. Do I like Phil Collins? I love Phil Collins. He got a little bit candy ass near the end there. Not the end. I think he's still alive. I know he's alive, but Phil Collins. If you're talking about Phil Collins from Genesis is one of my all-time favorite bands ever. Phil Collin. Collen from Def Leppard, one of my favorite guitar players. So there you go. Jeff Overing, thanks for keeping up. Thanks for the good work. Sorry I lost this. Thanks. Keep up the good work. Thanks, buddy. J Blues, can I use my bass pedal for my electric guitar? I'm using it already, but is it safe? Yep, nothing wrong with that. Or have you heard John 5 solo albums? I haven't, but I've heard John 5. He's amazing. I want to play rock somewhat and the heavy side and really like the look of a Gibson ES335. Obviously, it's a hollow body. Would you recommend something else? No, that's a fantastic guitar, and it rocks. It's a great sound and tone. A lot of overdrive. You might get a little bit of feedback from it because it's a hollow body. Alex, can you enter the giveaway in the UK? Yes, you can. LT Finch 86 tips on finding the strum pattern for a song. I do cover this, but it really has to do with the drums. Okay, so if the drums are, you know, bum, da 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 da, you're gonna have strumming like this. You think about what the hand of the hi-hat is doing, or the drummer. That's how you want to strum. You wouldn't be like, if he's doing this, if he's going to dun 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 dun, then you might do that, you know. If he's you'd be, you know, those sorts of things. So that's part of it. The first 30 lessons that I teach all students, link is below. In there, I have a rhythm study, strumming rhythm study, and I go over the most used strumming rhythm of all strumming rhythms. It's the very last one, the very last exercise on that page. You can find that by clicking the link below with the first 30 lessons that I teach all students. It's a free course, so check that out. And that will help with understanding that. You're going to use that one 75% of the time. And I also have videos for this in regards to doing that. So, great question. Mark Holland. Fab Hank, Marvin Fact. He owned the first Strat in the UK. All novice players in Britain learn his Apache early on. It's a rule. Very cool. Thanks for the great work. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. M5, 130 on Amazon now. Go get it. Everybody go get it. That's not the M5. That's my old Telly here. That's what they do. Man, yeah, go get that M5. It's awesome. Rose Scripts, hey, I'm a real big fan of your videos that have helped me so much. I'm still a newbie on the guitar. Can you tell me the easiest way to learn the chord theory? Yes. Follow my videos here on YouTube. Yourguitarsage chords. Type that in when you're searching on YouTube every single time. I'll give you a bunch of videos there for free. And then the 30 videos. Watch those in order. If you need more after that, check with me. But I got a ton of... Here's... You guys want to take advantage of me? Do it. I love being taken advantage of. Ask my wife. Ask my ex-wife. I'm joking. I meant sexually with my wife. You know, I'm being silly here. So yeah, take advantage of me. Take the first 30 videos, watch them for free. Do it. And then take advantage of the 2 weeks in the course for $1. So you can watch like hundreds of videos for $1. And there's no ads or any of that crap that you're going to find on YouTube. Okay, so check that out. And I've got tons of stuff on chords in there, really. I'd like to give you a nugget where you just walked away and go, oh, I understand how to do chords now, but it's not quite like that. There's a little series that you gotta do, right? Okay, so, okay, man, I'm almost down to the bottom of these comments. Cool. Okay, what kind of mods do you have in your Blues Junior amp? You know, I don't know. I give it to my guy. There's 15 mods done on this thing, but they're minute little mods to make it a little quieter, to give it a little bit of boost in the bass, to give it a little bit of boost in the mid-range. Little things like that, really little things, because I've taken stock Blues Juniors and plugged them in and they sound absolutely fantastic. Okay, so nothing, don't get worried like I got something so special here that you can't replicate the sound. You can. What effect pedals or pedals would you recommend for sounding closest to Megadeth, more specifically their Rust in Peace album? Megadeth, fantastic band. The OCD pedal that you see right there in the upper right-hand corner, that's an absolutely fantastic pedal. But again, man, get that Line 6 pedal. You're not going to be sorry. That M5 in the lower left-hand corner, go get it. You can come up with those sounds easily with that pedal. It's fantastic, okay? Kalachi is saying, hey, man, how are you doing? I love how he does that with the name. How do you do that? That's so cool. Alex Steer, any cheap tube amps which I could get for $200 to $300 new or used? I'd say that the Blues Junior is about that is the best, and it's cheap. It's cheap. Go get it. You know, $300 probably used. Maybe you could get it for that. You know. Do you play bass or ever consider doing bass YouTube videos? I don't consider doing bass YouTube videos just because I don't have the time, but I do play bass. I play it a lot. I love it. The Journal acoustic modeling pedal rather than the electric. Would your pedal board consist of a delay, chorus, and looper? For acoustic modeling pedal board rather than electric, would you pedal board consist of delay, chorus, and looper? I probably wouldn't have a chorus. I probably would have a delay. I'd have a little bit of reverb. Looper pedals, 100%. The looper pedal in the bottom right hand corner, it's called the Ditto. It's that very tiny pedal that you see. There's also one underneath the super delay, right next to the volume pedal, which is kind of in the center there. I've got two of them, one at the front of the chain, one at the back of the chain. I go over that in a tour of my pedal board that's going to be coming out soon, so stick around. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, you could see all these, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, get a pedaler for sure. How to play the Stevie Ray Vaughan technique? There's a lot to that question, my friend. Learn your blues scale, wear it out, and memorize it. Okay. I'm probably gonna take one or two other questions, and I'm gonna go because I gotta go. Jose, awesome. Let's see, awesome work. Cheers from Lisbon, Portugal. So cool. Thanks for your answers, Eric. Looking forward to giveaway. It's almost 4 a.m. I'll salute you from Romania. So cool. What do you think of Randy Rhoads? My hero. Loved the guy. And was he one of your inspirations? Yes, 100%, David. He was fantastic. Do you have any Niles Roger lessons? I don't. You rock, Eric. Hope to see you on the 30th. Thank you so much, Ken. How do you build speed on the guitar? I went over that earlier in the lesson. I'm going to get to all the questions. I've never done that. How do you build your speed? I talked about that earlier. Don't focus on speed. Focus on accuracy and practice just that one specific thing that you're doing. Work it over and over and over again. Repetition and accuracy, okay? Hey man, thanks for everything. By the way, you're a great teacher. Just wondering though, do you have any tips on writing your own music? I got a book coming out. You got to see that soon. I wrote it with my beautiful, talented, gorgeous songwriting wife. So check that out. It's going to be coming out soon. Make sure you're on my email list, my friends, yourguitarsage.com. The way to do that is to go get the free ebook. Then you'll be on the emailing list, and I'll let you know when the book comes out. I give them away for free. I give these books away free every year to everybody that's on my guitar list, that's on my email list. So I give these away. I'll give the songwriting book away to you too. Tons of great stuff on there. So if you're not signed up at yourguitarsage.com, go do that. I give those things away along with other stuff. Sometimes I just have a piece of gear and I'll give it away because out of randomness. And obviously, every month, over $1,000 worth of free stuff. Again, go to yourguitarsage.com/live if you want to be part of the free thing next week. Another episode like this, except I'm going to be giving away the R159 Ortega guitar, the Jam Stick. I'm going to be giving a lifetime membership away to the Unstoppable Guitar System, 5 power packs, which are going to consist of strings, capo, tuner, picks, and what else? Ebooks, all sorts of really great stuff, okay? What else? I think that's it. Have I ever been approached to do a DVD? Yep, I have. I've had folks do that, and I'd entertain the idea again. It's been a while, but I just did something for True Fire as well. Fabulous program. Someone's asking about basic videos on playing the basic chords. Below, look for the link on the 30 free videos. Watch that. It's free. Get it, download it, watch it. It's going to help a ton, all right? Okay, that's all I'm going to answer. Just make sure there's nothing else. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please let me know how I can help. I love you guys. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for participating. You guys are the best. If you guys need anything, please let me know. Like me on Facebook and Twitter and all that good stuff. Subscribe. You know the routine. If you want stuff from me, it's all available for you. Like, go to YouTube and type in Yourguitarsage and whatever it is that you're looking for. I've got, 800 videos there and then a bunch of other free videos all over the net and books and everything else. So I'm here to help you in any way that I can. But you got to dig. Got to get off your arse. And you got to do a little digging, okay? All right, I'm here to help. Please let me know how else I can do that. And that's it. Yourguitarsage.com/live. See you, my friends.